Welcome to Update 1.75 La Résistance. It is the most massive update of the year, and one of the biggest updates in the history of War Thunder. We have added French ground forces, more than a dozen new aircraft, new amazing locations, a brand new scouting and repair mechanic, and a system that automatically matches tank camo to the map. Furthermore, this update kicks off a special winter event with lots of good prizes. Interested? Let's go. You've already seen French aircraft. Now it's time to introduce French ground forces. It all starts with closed beta access. Any War Thunder player can take part for free. You just have to complete a few tasks. Another option is to buy one of the 3 available early access packs. Any of them will grant you unlimited access to a new tree. Every early access pack consists of a premium tank, a few days of premium account, as well as a hefty sum in golden eagles. French armored vehicles come in all shapes and sizes. They're well known for their unorthodox design choices, many of which were never replicated in production tanks of other nations. At the start of World War II, these armored beasts were among the best in the world. Just look at them. The Renault R39, a French light infantry tank, will be one of the first vehicles available to testers. Despite its size, the R39 has great armor and is more than capable of fighting early German PZK PFW-3s, or let's say British Crusaders. The Char B1 Ter is a premium heavy tank that can be found in one of the early access packs. It's not just a well-protected tank with a decent 40mm gun, it also comes equipped with a high-caliber 75mm cannon that can shoot both AP and HE shells. The legendary Somois S-35 served both French and German forces. It fought its way through West Europe, Tunisia, Yugoslavia, and the USSR. After you climb the ranks a little bit, you get to vehicles with autoloaders and oscillating turrets. Take a look at the AMX-13 light tank. There are many variants of this vehicle, and the most interesting ones have already made their way into our game. Even the initial variant is fitted with a good gun, incorporating an automatic loading system. It allows you to make a few shots in quick succession. However, once those rounds are expended, reloading takes considerable time. The unusual silhouette of the tank is due to one of the signature French design choices, an oscillating turret. This design has 2 major advantages: a smaller turret size and a simpler mounting of an autoloader. The French loved this idea so much that they not only installed these turrets on their own tanks, they also outfitted Shermans with them. No, really, look at this, boy. You can find a premium version of this vehicle in one of the early access packs. At its BR, it is currently one of the best tanks available to players. The Lorraine 40T medium tank has an oscillating turret of its own, well, obviously, and comes equipped with tires instead of steel road wheels to save weight. Decent mobility, a good gun, and a fast turret traverse speed means that you'll see a lot of these tanks on the battlefield. By the way, the Lorraine chassis was used to make a speedy, self-propelled artillery weapon with a 100mm gun. You will also find this vehicle in the French ground forces. Then there is the ARL-44, a French heavy tank with a conventional turret. It's rather slow, but well armored, and its gun is more than capable of blasting anything that gets into your sights. The high-tier tanks of the French incorporate a lot of advanced technologies of the Cold War era. There are new types of engines, new guns, new shell, ATGMs. Do you remember the agile AMX-13? Well, some of its variants climbed all the way to the top, and now they are armed with ATGMs. Take a look, for instance, at the premium AMX-13 SS-11. There is also a modification with a 90mm gun that can fire HEAT rounds that pierce more than 300mm of steel. Another high-rank tank with an oscillating turret is the AMX-50, a heavy machine with a massive long-barrel 120mm gun. Based on its chassis, a self-propelled gun was also built. It's called the AMX-50 Foch, and it has an exceptionally thick sloped front armor. The AMX-30 is a French main battle tank, the production of which also extended to a number of variants. The initial model of the tank can be found at the 5th rank of the French ground tech tree. It carries a very accurate 105mm gun and boasts great turret traverse speed. Moreover, its basic HEAT round can penetrate almost any opponent of its rank from the front. But don't think that we've forgotten about the pilots of War Thunder. They get more than a dozen new aircraft to play with. Let's start with a couple of new Soviet twin-engine planes, namely the Yak-2 and the Yak-4. These are close relatives of the promo I-29 fighter, light bomber aircraft that were primarily used during the opening stages of the Second World War. The British also get to operate some new twin-engine planes, two modifications of the legendary Westland Whirlwind, the cannon-armed heavy fighter of the Royal Air Force. We also continue to explore the French aviation tree. With update 1.75, French pilots get to play with a number of new planes, including the MS-406, the classic piston-engine fighter aircraft. Furthermore, you'll see a number of new exciting jet aircraft, including the F-3D-1 Skyknight and the F-86 F-40. A new Japanese top-tier jet fighter, which is a modernized Sabre that was built in Japan and earned itself the Japanese name Kyoko, a beam of the rising sun. New Year is almost here, and we have organized a traditional holiday event that gives you a chance to win unique prizes. For almost a month, there will be a special sale in our in-game market, and players will be able to complete simple tasks to rack up their own score and contribute to the community-wide score. The prizes are not limited to boosters, decals, or decorations. You can win unique promo vehicles. Pilots will be happy to see the American Curtiss P-40C that was used by the volunteers of the famous Flying Tigers in the Chinese skies, and an excellent French Focke-Wulf FW-190A8. Tankers are in for a real treat with the British AEC Mark II, an armoured car with firepower and protection compatible to that of contemporary tanks, and a German Panther in the disguise of an American M10 SP gun. For the full info on the winter event, please visit our site. Any other news? Sure. Update 1.75 also brings to the table two new big maps. Some of you have already seen the first variant of Middle East during our April Fool's event. Well, we added the finishing touches to the location, and now it's available to all players of War Thunder. We also prepared a new arena for combined battles called the Maginot Line. It's only fitting given the fact that we've just introduced French armor. Another great piece of news is that you will no longer be required to change your tank camo before every battle. The game will automatically pick the camo that works on a given map, if you have one, of course. Basically, desert camo in deserts, winter camo in snowy areas, and so on. This option can be turned off in the menu. The last big thing, we are introducing the new mechanic of active scouting that will be available to light tanks. From now on, these types of machines will be able to scout enemy positions and pass the info to their allies, and get rewarded for doing so. Every time a scouted enemy is destroyed, the scout who lit it up will receive an airstrike point in AB, or a reduction of SP requirements in RB. That's not all. Light tanks can also provide repairs for every member in the team. Use the repairing short message to let your teammates know that you need help, and one of those brave scouts might help you out, reducing the time needed to get you back into action. Furthermore, in arcade battles, the owners of light tanks will be able to join air battles not only as a fighter, but also as an attacker or a bomber. Yep. From now on, light tanks are not just excellent fighters. They also provide the team with real support capabilities. Update 1.75, La Resistance, is already live. The link to the full list of patch notes is in the description below. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and see you in battle.